So group 2 of our vocabulary is des légumes or les légumes. And you may have learned this word last year. Légumes means vegetables. Alors, le vocabulaire, same thing that we did for fruits. I want you to repeat after me. As you're repeating, think about what do you think that is. I'll show you the vegetable and then you're going to repeat it with the other article as well. Alors, répétez un artichaut. L'artichaut, artichoke. Une asperge, l'asperge, asparagus. Une betterave, la betterave, beet. Un brocoli, le brocoli. Une carotte, la carotte. Now, a word about articles, because especially with these vegetables, a lot of these sound really weird. Like saying une carotte for a carrot makes perfect sense to you, but you have probably never said a broccoli because that just doesn't sound right in English. If you say un brocoli, what you'd be talking about is like the entire head of broccoli, so like one plant. Now, our main focus for this unit is on grocery shopping, on buying food. And so you might talk about buying un brocoli. If you want to talk about just some broccoli, like you're going to have some broccoli, we're going to learn how to do that a little bit later in this unit. So for right now, you're going to see pretty much a or the with each of these. Alors, répétez un céleri, le céleri. Un champignon, le champignon. Little pronunciation thing. Whenever you have the letters GN, GN sounds like NY. So replace that in your mind with NY. Répétez, champignon. Un chou, le chou. Cabbage. Un chou-fleur, le chou-fleur. So we call this cauliflower in French, since we know that chou is cabbage, literally they call it cabbage flower. So the word fleur is flower. We've learned that before. Répétez un concombre, le concombre, cucumber. Des épinards, les épinards, spinach. Des haricots verts, les haricots verts, green beans. Une laitue, la laitue. So laitue is lettuce. Now, une laitue then would refer to like a whole head of lettuce. If you want to say some lettuce, like I'm going to make a salad and I need some lettuce, we're going to learn how to do that later in the unit. Now, here's one where we're actually given the word for some because we just don't say a with this vegetable. Répétez du maïs, le maïs. So the same way that in English you wouldn't say a corn, that doesn't work. You say du maïs, some corn, because essentially the part that you eat is considered part of the entire plant. Okay, so some of corn. And two little things about this, you may have heard the word maize used for corn before, so this is related to that. And also a little review of our accent marks. This little 2 dots above the I, do you know what accent that is? That is called a tréma. Now the purpose of the tréma is to separate 2 vowel sounds. So the reason we have this here is because if we didn't have those 2 dots, you might actually recognize that word. It's the word mais, which means but. We don't want to pronounce it mais, we want to pronounce it maïs. And so the 2 dots on the I tell us to separate the A and the I. Imagine that there's a dash or like a little line between those 2 letters. It separates those sounds and makes it 2 different sounds. Maïs. Alors répétez un oignon, l'oignon. Now, this word is a little strange because OI, you guys have learned, makes a wa sound, and yet we're not saying oignon, we're saying oignon. The French language has recently undergone some official spelling changes, and the new official spelling of the word onion has dropped the I. So you might see it spelled this way as well, still pronounced oignon. It just actually makes more sense this way. Habits die hard though. So even though this is considered the new and more logical spelling, you may also see it with the I. Either one is considered correct. Alors répétez des petits pois, les petits pois. Un poivron, le poivron. Une pomme de terre, la pomme de terre. Now this phrase, notice the way it's put together. Pomme, of course, means apple. Terre is the word for like earth or land. So literally the phrase for potato in French is une pomme de terre, an apple of the earth. So if apples are like the most basic essential fruit, then potatoes are the most basic essential vegetables. I'm guessing kind of where this came from. Alors, un radis, le radis, radish, and une tomate, la tomate. And yes, I know tomatoes are technically a fruit, but here's the thing. You don't put tomatoes in a fruit salad, you put tomatoes in a vegetable salad. So even though technically they qualify as a fruit, I put them with the vegetables because we eat them with other vegetables, not with other fruits. Okay? Once again, I'm going to have you copy your vocab off of the list that I've provided. Just remember the same things that we had talked about with fruits before, that if you're talking about like wanting or having, then we use this un or une or des article. But if you talk about likes or dislikes, then we use les. So these are the questions you're going to answer today about vegetables. Remember that you're using les as your article in front of nearly all of those vegetables. Maïs, you can't make plural, but just about anything on there you could make plural, and that's how you would use those terms.